Hello everybody, welcome back to our HTML and CSS tutorial. In the previous episode, we have discussed how to create a responsive design in HTML and CSS, and in today's episode, we are going to be doing our first exercise. And the exercise we are going to be doing for today's episode is a landing page, and this will be the landing page we are going to be creating for today's episode. As you can see, it is just a basic landing page I have created, and I think this will be a very good example. Since we have already learned a lot so far, I think let's start with something very basic, very simple, before we move into complex examples. So for today's episode, this is what we're going to be creating. It's just a simple landing page. As you can see, I have included our services and I have left the link to my Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And the good thing is that all these links are very functional, because now if I'm to click this Facebook link like this, it will take me to my Facebook page. And if I'm to go back and click this YouTube, it will also take me to my YouTube. And for this one, if I'm to click it also, it will also take me to my Instagram. All these links that I've added are very functional. So I will be showing you step by step what we're going to be doing in today's episode. So let's go back inside our code and start writing the HTML code for today's episode. Alright, for our HTML part, what I want you to know before we start is that I have added this link right here, and this is a CDN link for Font Awesome. And the importance of this link is that it is the link that will give us access to these icons right here, this Facebook icon, YouTube icon, and Instagram icon. I have used the CDN for Font Awesome to include the icons of Font Awesome. So you also need to add this link right here. You also need to add it inside your code, and I have left this link in the description. You just need to copy it and add it just like I did with link and a relationship of a style sheet, and then you just add the path. I'll just leave this link in the description, so make sure you add it. If not, you're not going to be having all these icons right here. You're not going to be having these icons like I have, because I think using a CDN will be much more easy to go with it. And it's not that hard. All you need to do is to add the link inside your code and you're good to go. And let's start by creating a header tag like this. And for this header tag, what we're going to do is that let's start with adding a h1 tag inside our header. And what we need to add for the text of this header tag is welcome to our website, like this. And let's come down right here and create a paragraph tag. And inside this paragraph tag, what we're just going to add is, let's just say, a simple, elegant landing page design. Landing page design like this. And let's just leave it like this, and let's come down right here and create a div tag. And inside this div tag, what we're going to do is, let's start by giving it a class like this. And for the class of this div tag, let's call it something like social icon, like this, social dash icon like this. And let's come down right here and create an anchor tag. And for this anchor tag, what we're going to be doing for now, let me just add a hashtag before I come back for it, because I will be adding the link of my Facebook in this anchor tag right here. And right here, what we're going to do is, let's just add an an I tag like this. And inside this I tag, what we're going to do is that let's come inside right here and give it a class. And the class we're going to be giving it is a Font Awesome class, and the name of that class is called something like this, FAB like this, and space FA like this, dash, then we'll say Facebook like this. And adding this class right here is what is going to give us the access to that Facebook icon that we're going to be having, because now if you are to save it with Ctrl S, and if we are to go back inside our browser, let's just close this one and this one and this one and this one also. Let's just close it. And now if we are to refresh, As you can see, we have this Facebook icon because we already added the CDN, this CDN link of Front Awesome. So now if we are to call this class inside our code, it will just give us the icon inside Front Awesome right here. And let's just leave this one like this. But for this one, I think let's just copy what we did right here to make it easy with Ctrl+C. And let's come down and paste it 1, 2 like this. All we need to change inside of Facebook right here, since we're going to be adding our YouTube icon right here, so let's just make it YouTube like this. And for this one, since we're going to be adding an Instagram icon, all we need to do is type in Instagram like this. And for this one, the link, since I already have the link to my Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, all I need to do is to copy the link of my my Facebook right here and paste it inside of this hashtag. So let me just copy this link right here. If I'm to copy it, let me just copy the link with Ctrl+C, and let's remove this hashtag. Instead of this hashtag, let's paste the link of my Facebook right here, and let's save it. And let me also copy the link of my YouTube right here with Ctrl+C, and let me just paste it right here with Ctrl+V like this. And let me also copy the link of my Instagram with Ctrl+C, and let me also paste it right here with Ctrl+V. And you know what, instead of just allowing our code to keep overflowing like this, let's just make it in a way that it will just break after it reaches the age where we can't see it anymore. Let's just go to our view like this, and let's go to word wrap. If I do it like this, then it can no longer overflow like this. It'll just be in a way that we can see everything. And I think like this, it looks a little bit much better like this. So let's just leave it like this. And one thing that I didn't tell you is that for now, let's assume we're just to save it with Ctrl+S and go back inside our code. Go back inside our code like this and refresh. If we were to refresh, as you can see, we have our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. All of them have appeared. But the thing is that if we were to click, let's assume we were to click our Instagram icon like this. If we were to click it, then it would not redirect our page. It would just automatically duplicate our page. Instead of we can keep having our website right here and our Instagram at another page like this, opening it in another tab like this, it will just use the same tab that we are coding in, and then it will just duplicate it to our Instagram, and we don't want that to keep happening all the time. So what we are going to do is that let's just make it in a way that if we clicked this icon, it is not going to duplicate this page. It will just open a new tab and then open the link we have added to our Instagram icon. And to do that is very easy. The only thing we need to do is to come right here, and if we were to come right here, and what you are going to do is that to set the target to a blank page, and let's just add the attribute target, and let's add blank like this. And since we want it to be functional in all our pages, that is in our Instagram and YouTube and Facebook as well, let's just copy our target blank and add it to our Facebook also right here. Let's paste it right here, and let's come right here also and paste it again to this. So now if we were to save it and go back inside our code, now if we were to refresh, instead of every time you clicked our Instagram, then the page will duplicate. Now if you were to click it, it will just open in a new tab. So that's just the importance of that attribute blank that we have just added right now. Every time you clicked it, it will just open a new tab while we still have our page maintained. So we have it right here in new tabs, but still our page is still there, and it is much better like this. I think we should just go with it like that. And let's just leave this one right here, and let's come down and create right here. Let's continue writing our code. We're still not done with our header. Let's just add an anchor tag, and for this anchor tag, what we're going to be doing, let's just create a hashtag like this, and let's just add about like this. And I will explain what we did right here after we create the ID about, but just know that it is very important to do it this way, and I will tell you why I did it like this. And since we have added our link like that, let's also give it a class. And the class of this one, let's go with the class something like btn, since I'm going to be creating a button that if we click, it will just take us to our about like this. And right here, let's just add the text learn more, like this. And let's just come down. We are done with our header now, so let's move to our main body. And for the main, let's start with creating a main tag like this. And first of all, let's start by creating a section also for our main. And for the section of our main, what we're going to be doing, let's start by giving it an ID. And what we're going to do is that we'll give it the ID about we have created right here. So let's just say about. And what we did right here is that this ID we have created inside this section about is the ID we linked in to our anchor tag right here. That is, every time someone clicked in the link learn more right here, it will just take him to this about. Don't worry, for now you just see the importance of it after we have run the code with the styling and everything, but for now just know that you have to do it this way. And let's just move on and create a h2 tag right here. And for this h2, what we're going to be doing is that let's just add the text about us like this, and let's just leave it like this. And let's come down right here and create a paragraph tag. And for this paragraph tag, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be storing a lorem ipsum text. And what we're going to do is that I've already told you how to generate a lorem ipsum by just typing in lorem, and then you just type in your tab key like this. It'll just generate all this random text for you. And let's just come down right here and create another section. So the section like this, and let's give an ID to our section, and the ID we're going to be giving it will be called services like this. And let's just come down right here and create a h2 tag like this. And inside this h2 tag, let's add the text our services like this. And let's come down right here and create a div tag. And let's give a class to our div tag. And the class we're going to be giving to this div tag will be called something like service container like this. Service dash container like this. And let's come down right here and create another div tag like this. And for this div tag, let's also give it a class, and the class of this one should be called something like service as an individual service like this. Let's just leave it service like this. And let's also come down right here and create an I tag. And I tag like this. Let's create an I tag like this. And inside this I tag, what we're going to do is that we're going to be adding an icon from our font awesome. That is, we're going to be adding a graphics design icon, because the first service we are going to be adding is a graphic design service. So let's call in a font awesome class for the icon, that pencil icon. Let me just add the icon, so I'll show you the icon after I have added it. So to call that icon, what we're going to do is that we will type in the class name first space var dash pencil dash alt like this. And now if we were to save it with Ctrl S like this and go back inside our browser, if we were to refresh, as you can see, we have this icon right here, this pencil icon like this. So let's go back and continue the code. And after adding this icon, the next thing we need, I think, is a history tag like this. And inside this history, what we're going to do is that let's just type in the text graphic design like this, and let's just leave it like that. And let's come down again and create a paragraph tag. And inside this paragraph, let's just copy a little bit of our lorem ipsum text like this. Let's just copy with Ctrl C, and let's just paste it right here with Ctrl V like this. And the thing is that we have this div service container like this. What we're going to do is that let's just copy this one with Ctrl C like this. And since whatever it is that we're going to be adding, we're going to be adding 3 services, and whatever it is that we have added right here is almost similar to whatever it is that we're going to be adding for the remaining 2 services. So let's just copy it from here like this with Ctrl C just to make it easy, and let's just come down and paste it 1, 2 like this. and the only thing we need to change is the class. Since this one we're going to be adding a web development icon, that code icon, so let's just call the name of the class, and the name of the class is something like this: first for dash code, like this. And let's also change this text right here to web development, development, like this. And for this one also, since we're going to be adding a marketing service like this, let's just say, let's call the icon for marketing, which is first space for dash chart dash bar, like this. And let's also change this text right here to marketing, like this. I think that's it. So now if we were to save it with Ctrl S and go back inside our text editor, as you can see, we have our pencil icon with graphics design right here, web development with code, and marketing with this chart bar right here. So I think we're also done with the main. And I think we're done with the main. So the next thing is our footer. So let's just come and create a footer right here. And the footer, the thing is that since whatever it is that we're going to be adding for our footer is similar to what we have already added in our header, let's not waste time in typing everything over again. Let's just go on inside our header and copy everything from here to here, like this. Let's just copy everything like this, since we're only going to be adding our social media icons and everything. So let's just copy from here with Ctrl C, and let's just go back inside our footer right here and paste it. That's it. We have everything that is inside our header, and very handy, very quickly. So the only thing we need to add next maybe is our paragraph, like this. The paragraph for our copyright icon, like this. And to add that, we already know how to do that, and copy like this. And let's just see tech with Ismaeel, like this, and all right resolved, like this. Resolved, like this. And let's just save it with Ctrl S and go back inside our browser and refresh. As you can see, we have everything like this, and that's it. We're done with the HTML part. So let's go back and start styling our code. So let's enter our CSS like this, and for the styling, let's start with styling our body tag as usual, like this, body. And for the body, let's just remove the margin as usual, also like this. And let's also remove the padding, like this, with 0, like this. And let's add a background color for our body. Since I will be creating a white container, I just want to change the body color to something slightly less white. So let's just go with background color, like this. And the background color should be something slightly less white, almost pure white, but not just pure white, like that. So let's just go with something like F2, 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 like this. As you can see, the color is not pure white, but almost white. And we're done with the body tag. So let's just go on and start styling the header, like this. And for the header, what we're going to do is that we're going to be adding a background color. And for the background color, let me just copy the color with Ctrl C, and let's just paste it right here with Ctrl V, like this. The color is blue, like this. You know, I like blue. So, and the thing is that we're going to be adding a gradient color. So for adding a gradient color, we're just going to go with a background image, and instead of adding the image, we're just going to go with a linear gradient, like this. And then we'll add the the gradient color we're going to be adding. So let me just copy the color, and then I'll tell you everything that I did inside. Let's just copy it with Ctrl C, and let's paste it right here with Ctrl V. As you can see, these are the colors we have added, and this one has a 0%, this blue, and for this one it has almost 74%, and the color will be a gradient at an angle of 315 degrees, just like this. So that's just what we did right there. And let's just change the text color inside our header. to white, because this gradient color is a little dark gradient color. We need to change this one, the text inside, to white like this. And let's also text align to center like this. And for the padding also, let's give it a padding, and the padding should be, let's say, 100 pixel at the top and bottom, 100 pixel like this at the top and bottom, and then let's just make it 0 pixel at the left and right, just like this. And let's just leave it like that. And let's move on and style the h1 inside our header. So let's target it with the header like this, and then the h1 like this. And let's just go on like this and go with the font size. For the font size like this, let's just say font size like this, and let's just go with a 36 pixel like this, and let's just leave it like that. And for the margin, let's just give it a margin bottom like this, margin bottom. And for the margin bottom, what you're going to do is that let's just give it a 20 pixel margin bottom and leave it like that. Let's just leave this h1 like that, and let's come down and style the header paragraph like this. The paragraph inside our header, that is the text we have added inside our header. And for the text, let's just make it font size to, let's just say, a 10 pixel like this, a 10 pixel. And let's come down right here and create a margin bottom like this. Let's just make it 20 pixel like this. And I think we're also done with this one, so let's just come down right here. But first, let's just scroll a little bit like this and style the social icons, that is the social icons inside our header. So I think let's target them, since they are a class, social dash icon like this. I think I spell it correctly, social icon, because I don't want to make any typo, because with the typo it's not going to work. And for the social icon, what we need to do is just give them a margin bottom like this. And for the margin bottom, let's just give them a 30 pixel margin bottom like this. And I think that's it for them. We only need to give them a margin bottom. But let's also come down, let's come down right here and style the anchor tags inside our social icons. So let's target them with the social icon class and then the anchor tag like this. So let's just come down and start changing their display. For the display, let's start with changing the display to something like a line block like this. And let's just come down right here and give them a margin right. And for the margin right, I think we should give them a margin right of something like 10 pixel like this. And let's also come down right here and change the font size inside our anchor tag, that is this. Let's just go with font size like this, font size. And for the font size, I think let's just give it a 24 pixel font size like this. And for the color of our anchor tags, it should just go with color like this. And the color should just be white, because we want the color of our icons to be white since the background is just dark. So let's just give it a white color like this, FFF. And I think the last thing we need to style inside our header is the class btn. We created like this, btn like this. And for this btn, I think the only thing we need to change for this one, I think, is the color of this one. Sorry, this is not the last thing, because we need to give a hover to our icons. But first, let's just go with this one. The color should be white like this, FFF like this, white color. And sorry, we are supposed to give a hover for these social icons right here. The anchor tags, we need to give them a hover so that whenever we hover around them, we have a different color. So let's just copy what we did here with Ctrl+C, and let's just come down right here and paste it. And what we're going to do is that let's just remove everything right here. And for this one, let's add a hover like this, hover like this. And let's just come down right here, and for the hover, I think let's just change the the color to something like this. Let me just copy the color. Let me just copy the color with Ctrl C, and let's just paste it right here with Ctrl V like this. It just changed to something like this. And for this button also, we need to give it a hover. So let's just copy it with Ctrl C. Let's come down right here, and all we need to do is add a hover right here, and let's just change this color. So let's just copy this color with Ctrl C, and instead of this white, let's just make it like this. It will be blue like this. And now I think we're done with our header. So let's just save it with Ctrl S like this. And if we were to go back inside our browser and refresh, as you can see, the styling of our header had started picking just like this. Everything is fine like this. So now let's move on to styling our body tag. And for this learn more that we have created, if you remember, we have added the ID about inside here. So if we were to click on this link, learn more like this, it will just take us to this about. That is why I told you I will explain what we did right there after we have added the styling and everything, because now it's very functional. If you were to click it, it will just take us right here. It's just like a shortcut to reach our about us like that. So let's go back and start styling the main body. So let's just scroll down a little bit and come down like this. So for the main like this, what we're going to do is that let's start styling the background color like this. And for the background color, let's just go with a white background color, since we have already changed the color of the body to be slightly less white, not pure white. If you remember, our body is F2, 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 and our main will be just pure white, FFF like that. And let's also give it a margin. And for the margin, we're just going to give it a 30 pixel margin like this. And let's just come down and give it a padding also. And for the padding, let's also give it a 20 pixel padding like this. And let's come down and give it a box shadow. And for the box shadow, what we're going to do is that let's just give it a 0 pixel box shadow at top and bottom. And for the right, let's just give it a 4 pixel like this, because it's moved a clockwise direction. And this one, let's just give it an 8 pixel just like this. And the color we are going to be adding for our box shadow is an RGB color. So let me just copy the color right here with Ctrl C, and let's just paste it with Ctrl V like this. It's almost white. It's almost black, just like that, but not fully black. So the next thing I think we need to do is to create a border radius like this. And for the border radius, what we're going to do is that we're just going to give it a 10 pixel border radius, just like that. And we're done with this one. So let's just come down and start the section inside our main. And for the section, we're going to be giving it much styling. So we're just going to give it a padding like this. And the padding should just be 50 pixel at the top and bottom. And then let's just remove it on the left or right, just like that. And let's also give it a text align. For the text align, what we're going to do is that let's just give it a text align of center like this. And let's just scroll down a little bit so that we can be able to see everything clearly. So let's just leave our section like that, and let's tag the h2 tag inside our section now. So we're going to tag it with the section like this. And let's tag it the h2 like this. And for the h2, we're just going to change its font size. For the font size, let's just give it a 30 pixel font size, because it's a header. We want it to be a little big, just like that. And let's also give it a margin bottom so that it will not be close to the content below it. So let's just give it a margin bottom of something like just 20 pixel will be okay, just like that. And let's just come down and style our service container. I think that is what we need to style next. The service container, service dash container like this. And for the service container, what we're going to do is that let's start it by changing the display of the content inside to flex like this, flex. And let's come down right here and also justify the content to center like this, center. And let's also align the items to center also like this, and let's just give them a gap. For the gap, I think let's just give them a 30 pixel gap. 30 pixel will be okay. And let's flex wrap the content. So let's just go with flex wrap, this one, flex wrap, and let's just make it wrap just like that. And we're done with this one also. And I think the next thing we need to style maybe is the service class, the service class we have created. And for the service class, what we're going to do is that let's just go with service like this. And let's say service, for the service, what we're going to do is that let's start changing the background color of our service container, because we're going to be giving it a gradient color also. So let's just start it by adding this color as the background color. And since we're going to be giving a gradient color, we're not going to be adding a background image, but we're just going to use the background image. And instead of adding a background image, we'll just add a gradient color. So let's just say linear gradient like this. And let's just copy the color inside our header, this one. Let's just copy everything with Ctrl C, and let's just paste it inside here with Ctrl V like this. And let's just come down and give it some padding. Let's just save padding like this. And for the padding, let's just give it a 20 pixel padding like this. 20 pixel will be okay. And let's just give it a border radius. And for the border radius, what we're going to do is that let's just give it a 10 pixel border radius like this. And let's also give it a width. And for the width, what we're going to do is that let's give it a 250 pixel width like this. And let's text align, text align to center like this. And we're also done with the service container. And the next thing we need to style is the icons inside our service container. So what we need to do is that let's start it by targeting it with the service class like this, and then we'll target the I tag inside. So what we're going to do is that let's start it by changing the font size of our icons to something big. Let's just give it a 48 pixel like this. I think 48 pixel will be okay. And let's also give it a margin bottom. And for the margin bottom, what we're going to do is that let's just give it a 20 pixel margin bottom, since the container is a very small container. And let's also change the color of our icons to white like this, FFF. And I think we're also done with this one. And the next thing we need to style, I think, is the paragraph, that is the text inside our service container. So let's just target it with the service class like this, and the paragraph like this. Let's just go and create this one like this. And what we're going to do is that let's start with changing the font size of our paragraph to something like 14 pixel like this. 14 pixel will be okay, since it's just a text, that is a paragraph text. And let's also change its color, because now the background is dark. So let's just change the color to something white like this, FFF. And I think we're also done with the main body. So let's just save it with Ctrl S and go back inside our browser and refresh. As you can see, everything is working just fine. And I think the last thing we need to style is our footer, because as you can see, the content inside our footer did not have any styling right now. So what we need to do is to go on and style our footer. So let's go back inside our text editor now and style our footer. Let's just come down right here and target the footer like this, footer. And let's just come down right here and also give it a background color. The thing is that we're almost going to be giving it a similar styling with our header, but just a little bit different from what we have from our header, because right here our header has a padding of almost 100 pixel right here. So our footer is not going to be having that, but it is going to be having almost everything the same. So let's just copy everything right here with Control C, and let's just come down and paste it right here with Control V, just to make it easy and much more faster. And the thing is that this one is having, our header is having a 315-degree angle, but our footer is going to be having a minus 315-degree angle, because I want it to be, because now let's just assume we're not true. Let's just remove the minus for now, and let's just change this one to, because we don't want our footer to be as big as our header, let's just make it maybe like 20 pixel on the top and bottom, and let's just save it. Now if we are not to add the minus of minus 315-degree, and let's assume we have to save it now with Control S and go back inside our browser and refresh, as you can see it is having almost similar. The left side right here is dark and the right side is lighter, just like our header. And I want it to be in a format that, since our header is having dark on this side, I don't want our footer to also be having dark on this side. I want our footer to be having its dark on the right side right here, and the light side to be on this side, just like that. So what we are going to do is that all we need to do is to make it a minus 350-degree angle. And if you are to save it now and go back inside our browser like this and refresh, as you can see now our footer is having its lighter part on the left side and the darker side on the right side, while our header is having it on the opposite direction, just like that. And almost everything is working the way we want. The only thing we need to style, I think, is our social icons and core tags. So what we're going to do is that let's target them like this, and let's just give them a little bit of margin right. Let's just say footer like this, footer, and let's also target the social icon. Since we are targeting the social icons inside our footer, we have to specify. If not, it's going to target everything, including the ones we have inside our header. So let's just go with footer, social icon like this, and then anchor tag like this. And let's just say margin right. Let's just give them a margin right like this, margin right. And for the margin right, we're just going to give it a 10 pixel margin right, not that much. And we are done now. We are done with the styling of our footer, which makes it the styling of everything. We are done with the entire styling of our landing page. So now all we need to do is go back inside our browser and refresh, and I think we're good to go. Everything is fine right now. Oh sorry, I think we might have missed something, because if you realize right here this color is black, and we don't want it to be black, we want it to be white, just like everything that is inside this container. Because the container is a little bit dark, having it black will just make it weird. We need it to be white, and I think we must have missed something. So let's just go back inside our code. Yes, we did not style the history tag, that's what we forget. So let's just come right here and style it. Let's just, maybe just to make it easy, let's just copy whatever it is that we have right here with Control C, and let's just come right here and paste it. And instead of paragraph right here, let's just make it history like this. And let's just change the font size. Instead of 14 pixel, let's just make it, let's just say 10 pixel, just like that, and just like this. I think let's just leave it like this. So let's just save it with Control S and go back inside our browser. Now if we were to refresh, sorry, the font size is very too small. I think let's just give it a font size of something like, maybe let's just say 15 pixel. Let's try 15 pixel and see, and refresh. I think it needs to be bigger also. Let's make it just 20 pixel, just like that. Let's just make it 20 pixel. 20 pixel will be okay. Now if I refresh, as you can see, the font size is looking like a heading now, just normal, just like that. And we are done with our landing page. And if you were to try everything, let's assume we have to go to my Facebook now. If I'm to click it, it will just leave this page and open my Facebook. So as my YouTube, if I'm to click it, it's just, our landing page is still there, but it will also open my YouTube just like that, and with my Instagram also. If I am to just check in, it will just be just like that. my Instagram, just like that. And I think everything is working just fine, as you can see. So this is how you create a landing page using HTML and CSS. And I know this is just our first exercise and it might be a little bit tricky to others, but for others that maybe just that have been following this series entirely, this is nothing. This is just a regular thing. It's just that this is our first real life exercise, because this landing page is very functional. You can even host it online if you want right now, because everything inside is just very functional. And you know, a landing page is just something that will redirect your clients to you, maybe your social media's handle or your website, or you can just get some info about your clients just from your landing page to demonstrate your services. And it covers everything, because here are our services right here, and our social media's links are also here, just like this. So this is how you create a landing page using HTML and CSS. And this will be the end of today's lesson. I hope you guys enjoy. See you in the next one.